Okay, so the first thing we need to talk about is just in general, because Google is like a suite. It's got all these apps you can use. It's got slides like we're using. It's got Classroom. It's got Docs. It's got all this stuff that you can use to create assignments to turn in for grades. If you were to give someone access to your Google information, they could edit everything that you turn in for a classroom grade or a quiz grade, and there would be no way to prove that it wasn't you. That's why we don't share our passwords. That's why we don't share our 1-9 numbers. We don't go into other people's accounts. I've had that happen recently. So I just want to remind everyone, don't do that. Don't edit someone else's work. Don't give them the opportunity to get to your work. It's yours. Don't let them mess it up for you, okay? Now today, when we are also building our slide for our graph on Sunlight Hours, you're going to be using information from these websites right here. Did you make that website? Did you? Did I? No. So whatever information we get from these websites, we have to cite. Do you cite in any classes? You know what that means? It means that whatever information you found, you have to give credit to who made that information. So whoever created this website that we're going to use, whoever created these images we're going to put in our slides, we have to give those people credit for using it. You've used slides a lot in elementary, because I've seen yours before. Did you ever cite then? Probably not. But that's something you're going to have to start getting the habit of doing, because from now on, especially as you go through middle school and especially in high school and college level, if you don't cite your source where you got your information, it's plagiarism, which is technically stealing other people's work. And it can get you a 0, it can get you kicked out of college. So I'm being serious, it's a big deal. It's might as well get in the habit now of practicing how to do that. It's not going to get you in trouble in my 6th grade science class, but it's in your best interest to go ahead and understand how to do that. Also, your work is your work. We just said we're not giving anybody access to your work. We're also not copying anybody's work. So I should not see, when we have this whole project put together on Google Sites, I should not see Ileana's project looks just like Adam's. There's got to be some kind of difference or variation to show that you did your own work. Now we're all using the same images, we're using the same data from the same websites, but how you design it and how you put it together is going to be your decision, not your neighbor's decision, okay? Because then that's just cheating. You're not putting any effort into your own work. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We've done all that. Let's talk about how we're going to do this. So back on Google Classroom or Google Slides we go. And we kind of did this a little bit yesterday. Let's just refresh our minds. What are we going to click to insert our chart? Dylan? Insert, and then what do we click after that?
Chart.
And then line. We could do bar and column and pie charts, but for our purposes to show the Sunlight Hours, it's easier to see it on a line graph. And so here it comes up on my screen. That was the wrong one. What? That's not a line graph. That's a bar graph. Let's see what happened. Did yours come up with a line graph?
Yeah.
Maybe I just clicked the wrong thing. Probably. And it's hard to click on that smartboard sometimes. With your Chromebook, you got your own little mouse there. All right, there it is. Okay, so we have our line graph, right, Harley?
I'm helping him get there.
Okay. So once we get there, how do we edit? How do we change this from where it says teams and points and periods to sunlight and city names? Brody?
3 dots.
3 dots and
Open source.
open source. So guys, if you didn't see what I just did, I clicked on the 3 dots up there and I clicked open source. You did that too, so you know how to do that from yesterday. And this is where we got stuck yesterday, if you remember. I forgot what I was doing. I forgot we have to move this thing out the way. So let's move it over here so we can get to our data behind it. We can scroll back up and find all the stuff we need to change. So we've got our graph moved out of the way so we can get over here and edit some things about it. So remember what we're doing in general. We're looking at 2 different places in 2 different hemispheres in 2 different seasons to find out how sunlight differs in each one. So we need to change the name of this. What was the name we gave it?
1 hour or something.
Daylight hours. I think that's a pretty good, maybe keep it short like that. Daylight hours, that sounds good to me. So let's go with hours of daylight or daylight hours.